Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and tonight we are looking at Workhorse Group again. So this time I'm giving my Workhorse Group price target, my personal price target, based on what we have seen in the previous months and what we might see in the future months. Obviously I am no financial advisor, I say this at the start of every video, but I'm sure you guys already knew it. But yeah, we're going to be looking at what the price might do in the future months based on what it has done in the past. So let's go starting off by looking at the price of Workhorse at the minute. But just before we do that, please do like and subscribe. I would appreciate that so much. Honestly, you don't know what it would mean to me if you could get me to 1,000 subscribers. I'm sure maybe 1,000 people might even view this video. So if you could just be one of 800 to subscribe and help us get to the first 1,000, you'd be helping yourself because more people like you will be able to get exposure to this video and learn about this stock, but you'd also be helping me massively. So please do that. I would appreciate it massively. Everybody who wants to leave a like and subscribe, please do. But yeah, now we've said that, we're going to be looking at this, the share price itself. Looking at Workhorse price over the past 5 days, we can see a strong rise, and honestly, in my opinion, this is a great thing for any stock at the minute, especially something like an electric vehicle manufacturer like Workhorse, because if we look at the Nasdaq, obviously I've looked at that in my last video, which was out earlier tonight. Go and check that one out once you've watched this one. But yeah, we looked at the Nasdaq and analysed that in comparison to Neo stock. But looking here, Workhorse in comparison to the Nasdaq is actually up significantly. Workhorse is on a linear path upwards this week, Nasdaq is on a linear path downwards this week. Looking at the 1 day, we are even green for that on Workhorse. Very nice, because a lot of stocks have actually dropped off even further today. Looking at the 1 month, the real story does start to come into play. So here was when we last looked at the stock, I believe, and we thought it was going to drop even further, and then we started to see it rise and rise and rise, but this time it is rising quite significantly. So we can see in the past, looking at price action, I talked about this one previously, we've seen rises and then sell-offs, then buying in, then rising, then sell-off, then buying in, so and so. But each time, if you haven't noticed, in my opinion at least, or at least the last 2 or 3 times, the buy period has been getting longer and longer, and the sell-off and dip has been getting shorter and shorter. So what that means is the upwards trend is going higher, so the price is actually getting to a higher point each time, and then when the sell-off is going down, it's not actually going down as much, which is obviously a sign showing that the stock is strengthening over time. Now looking out to the 6 month, we can really see the effect of this, so we can see a huge rise up here, and now we are seeing a similar rise up here, quite more linear this time, with basic jaggedy movements up and down as people start to buy, sell, so on, so on. But we can see what has gone on there. So great stuff for this stock. But what is going to happen in the future? Well, my personal prediction for this, like I said, no financial advisor, but I am bullish on this stock because the stock is up to $29.87. And even though it has risen quite a lot in the past few weeks and months, I think there is a lot more move to go. And I'm going to be talking about a few reasons in this video, so please do watch all the way through till the end. So I'm not going to go too much into this one because you already know everything there is to know about it probably. We talk about the USPS contract. So the USPS contract is going to be a huge factor if they manage to land any of the deal, whether that's a $6 billion in total, whether that's a small percentage along with Ford or another manufacturer. But if they do manage to land this deal, any of it, it would increase the market cap significantly. If you look down into the bottom corner on the screen here, the market cap of Workhorse is only 3.15 billion. So you can imagine the effect of increasing that by 6 billion. That would be a huge effect. It's basically double the market cap, and that would obviously take a toll on the stock in a good way. So another thing to consider with this is when Workhorse does get a deal like this, whether it's from the USPS or whether it's years into the future, this will increase brand awareness, because the more Workhorse vehicles on the road with different companies, basically it shows a great image for Workhorse. It shows reliable trucks, it shows they are usable, and it shows good images because people will leave good reviews in general about these vehicles. So let's look at Workhorse's vehicles themselves. We've talked about these in the past as well, but I'm just going to glimpse over them and talk about why they are basically, in my opinion at least, great for the future. So obviously both electric powered trucks. We have a larger truck here, a smaller truck here. We know all about these in the sense that there are not many other electric manufacturers in this market sector yet. So that puts Workhorse at an advantage with products already out on sale. Great things to see with Workhorse. But what I am really concerned about tonight, obviously I've talked about this one in the past as well because I've talked about the trucks a lot more, but this is the other product which I am concerned about, is the Horsefly. If we can go and find it around here. There we go, it's a Horsefly. So Horsefly is basically a drone, and this is going to come in good in the future if American officials do manage to approve this. I believe that Amazon is currently testing this one out at the minute, but if this manages to come into America or in Europe and other countries around the world, drone delivery will be big because you don't have to pay your drivers, it's cheaper to upkeep these drone vehicles, you can imagine, things like that. And this, looking into the far future, is my main reason, well, it's one of my main reasons on why this stock might actually go up high in the future. Drone delivery is personally, in my opinion, the future, as people don't have to pay for fuel, people don't have to pay for drivers, it's easy, it's relatively safe, it's in the sky, it's convenient for customers, etc, etc. Lots of businesses will want to adapt this one, because obviously a delivery driver can only be in one place at one time. Multiple drones can be in a lot of places a lot quicker, as they don't have to necessarily follow roads and streets to get there. So I'm not going to dive much more into that. Let's just look at some analyst price forecasts for Workhorse. So similar to me, analysts are kind of bullish, well, at least some of them are. Looking at this forecast for the next 12 months, we can see Workhorse, some predict that it's going to have a 10% rise, 10.4% rise to a high of $33. Some predict that it's going to have an 18% fall to a price of $24, and a low all the way down at $20. It's just hard to say for these analysts, as the stock has risen so much in the past months. I'm sure the reason for this is because a lot of people might think this is hype around the stock, and I think fair enough to this one, but I am personally looking towards past the next 12 months with this stock. However, 12 months is kind of a significant period. I think that we might see the stock in a similar period, maybe about $40 in the next 12 months. I cannot guarantee this, like I've said many times, I'm just repeating that to get out there. I would like to see this one at about $40, $45 by the end of the next 12 months, but it is hard to say. We'll just have to see if they, 1, manage to land the USPS contract, 2, manage to land any other good contracts and other things like that. Obviously, they have a 10% stake in Lordstown Motors, I believe it is, might be 11% stake actually. And this stake will basically be affected when Lordstown Motors come out with vehicles and start producing, because with Lordstown Motors rising and them having a stake in that, that will obviously force the price up even further, making the share more valuable. So yeah, I can personally see great things for Workhorse stock. You guys tell me what you think of this one in the future. Are you guys bullish on it? Are you guys bearish on it? What price do you actually want it to hit? Tell me down in that comment section. Please do like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.